Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I have been waiting for so long to be able to say that, excited that today is the day I'm finally recording the video. I'd say if you're new here, but we're all new here and we're all just figuring this out. Guys, I have a ring light. I am so fancy and official. I did not consider that I was going to wear glasses, and the ring light glare is a whole nother level of complication, but I think it's mostly working now. So if you want to see more mistakes like this from this very first video, stay tuned till the end because I will have collected a lot of those mistakes and played them for your enjoyment at the end of this video. But back to the real reason for this video. So in this video, I am going to be talking about the writing project I've been working on for quite some time now and answering the 7 questions I get asked all the time when I tell people, hey, I'm working on a book. Yes. So question number 1, what is your name? It seems like this would be an easy question. It is not. So I have chosen to write under the pen name of Audrey W. Sky, AW Sky. You'll notice that I have my handle on Facebook, Instagram, as well as my website, and for this YouTube channel are AW Sky Books. AW Sky Books so I'm trying to keep it consistent everywhere. Some writers choose to write under their real name, some will choose a pen name. I've also seen a lot of writers, if they write in multiple genres, choose a pen name for each individual genre. I do have plans to write in other genres, but I do not plan to have that many pen names, and so my plan is to have all of my writings under this one pen name that I'm setting up now. Okay, so that is question number 1. Now we'll move on to question number 2. What type of book are you writing? I am writing a young adult science fiction book. It does have a lot of fantasy elements as well, and so I am also describing it as like a combination of science fiction and fantasy. A newer term for that in the industry of combining those is science fantasy for science fiction fantasy, but that is the type of book I'm writing. Question number 3, what is the title of your book? The working title, which I do plan to be the actual title of the book, I feel like we need like a drum roll, is The Assassin, is going to be the title of the book. I know, doesn't sound epic. It already sounds epic. Question number 4, how would you describe your book? In, I'm sure, future videos, I will have come up with the back blurb of the book and like a lot of other things to describe the book, but just kind of as a general overview, because I am still working on writing it right now, I describe it as a combination of 3 things. This book is the sci-fi of Star Wars, the espionage of a spy thriller, and the allegory of Narnia. So all of those combine into a very action-packed, exciting story. I love the story. I've been working on it for so long, and I still, every time I get into the story, I'm like, this is so much fun, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. Which leads us into the next question of, how long have you been writing this book? For so long, for so long. I had the idea for this book, actually more than this book. I have an idea for like a series of 6 or 7 books, but we were just trying to get the first one done. Just trying to get this one done. But I had an idea for like 7-book series of these books way back when in like middle school and high school. I don't know the exact dates. I did find an old journal that had like handwritten parts of some of the other books in the series. And when I get to those, I'll have to show you all in a video because that's pretty cool. I'm still hoping to maybe find a journal that's dated, because that would be fun to see like how many years ago was this. But I've had these ideas for a long time. Again, I hadn't, except for doing some small sprints of writing pieces of it, hadn't really gotten seriously into writing this until I would say about 5 years ago. I sat down, and the current book that I'm writing should be book 1 of the series. And so I've been writing that since about 5 years ago. It took me 2 years to write the first draft. And then I read the best-selling book on self-editing on Amazon, which destroyed me in all good ways. But I realized I had done everything wrong. The story was okay, but like the actual writing pieces. Instead of being all internal monologue for the characters, doing more dialogue and action, more scene focused things, I needed to work on that. So I pretty much scrapped, I would say it was a full rewrite for the second draft of this book. And I just finished the second draft right before the summer started. I technically didn't finish the second draft because I was 5 chapters short from finishing it before I started the third draft, but I more or less finished the second draft just this past year. Over the summer, I started working with a book coach and who's also kind of an editor as well. And so we've been working through what I have for the second draft and making that a lot better. I have greatly increased as well, not starting an entire page with every sentence starting with the letter I. I did this, I did that, things like that. And so really working with him and coming up with ideas for the story in that regard. And so I am now on the third draft. I'm on chapter 8 I just finished, which has taken me most of the summer. And there are 60 chapters in this book. So still a long way to go, but the book is just like so much better. I mean, it's night and day from the first draft. It's also so much better than the second draft. So I'm moving up, but it is definitely a slow process. Question number 6, when will you publish the book? When the book is finished. Yes. Which, the dates keep moving. Dates keep moving. Originally, I was thinking I would have it mostly done by Christmas time, and then I would probably publish in the spring. I don't think that's going to happen now since I'm on chapter 8. And so I am now hoping to publish at some point in next year, in 2026. You all can keep me updated. Any future people watching this YouTube video, you can let me know how well I did. Or if you have a time machine and could bring the final copy to me, that would make it even better. But yeah, here we are, taking it one day at a time. But my plan is to hopefully self-publish it in next year, in 2026. And I will keep you all updated in all that process. Also, something I didn't say, but if there is any of these pieces you want to hear more about, let me know in the comments, because I will be trying to decide what future videos I'm creating as well. Question number 7, what can we expect for future YouTube videos? I have so many fun YouTube video ideas, but I should be editing my book. A lot of friction because anything is more fun than editing the book. And so I don't know exactly what video I'll be doing next, but if you have something you would like a video on, whether it's writing or with reading. So speaking of reading, I was a very avid reader when I was growing up. I read tons of books in elementary school, middle school, and high school. Reading fell away in college because you had so many textbooks you had to read, and it was college. And for years while working, I have not gone back and had not read a lot of books. I could probably name on my hand how many books I have read. And then as I was writing this book, after I had written the first draft and was contemplating the second draft and trying to work on that, I read this quote from Stephen King. As a caveat, I am not a scary movie person, and so I have not read any of Stephen King's books, but I did read his book on how to write. So I have read that book. And from that book, there's a quote that he says, "If you don't have time to read, you don't have the time or the tools to write." Simple as that. So I really took this quote to heart, and wanting to actually write my own book, I realized I do need to be reading. I need to be reading lots of books, different genres, also a bunch in the genre I want to write in. Over the course of last year, I read a total of 100 books. Most of those were audiobooks, and so if you don't count them, that's fine. They were mostly audiobooks, and they were also a combination of small books, and some were much larger. But overall, I read 100 books, and I'm very proud that I got that far through reading those books and really looking at story structure and how do authors word things? How do they introduce new characters? Does the dialogue feel like what the character would say? And so I really do think that has helped me as I'm looking at my own story and figuring out what I'm going to do next in each chapter. And I hopefully continuing on the reading journey. So in these YouTube videos, I will probably also do some book reviews and things like that. I also have plans to create an email newsletter at some point, which I'll include like book reviews in each of those newsletters. But I haven't gotten there yet because, you know, anything is more fun than writing. Even a newsletter sounds more fun than not writing, but editing. Anything is more fun than editing. Even that sounds more fun than editing. As we wrap up this video, don't forget to subscribe. You don't know when I'm gonna post a new video. I don't know when I'm gonna post a new video. It'll just be some magical day in the future when I'm procrastinating from editing that I create and post a video. So if you want an email notification, be sure to subscribe. I'm also more active on Facebook and Instagram, so if you want to follow me on there, I've been posting some fun like book holidays, like when a book got released or an author's birthday, some fun science holidays as well of different scientists, and the like fun days of like Shark Day and Talk Like a Pirate Day will be coming up. So if you want to be in with all of those shenanigans, definitely follow on both Facebook or Instagram. And as a last thing, I've seen other YouTubers do this and I always wanted to do it as well. Since you got this far into the video, you get to know the secret emoji for this video. And so post in the comments a book emoji if you got this far in the video. And stick around for the fun bloopers and outtakes that will play next. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Phone didn't fall, that was a win. That was a big win right there. Ooh, 20% battery, that's less of a win. Yeah, I'm taking, nope. So we're gonna do it right the 5th time. So now it stops raining. Yeah, that's not helpful. So I always have my phone in a very strong safety case. And right now, it's not in that for the phone stand. And so there are pillows and blankets just in case the phone jumps out of its holder. But we made it all the way through. So far, I haven't put it back in the case yet. We'll see if we make it all the way through. And scene. And out.